everyone, it's Rachel Lust and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you haven't been here before. Today I've got one of my sit down, talky, chatty sort of minimalism series videos. If you are interested in seeing more of my minimalism series videos, I have a whole playlist and I'll link that in the description for you. Also, if you are new, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below because I do upload new videos weekly. In this video, I'm just going to be talking to you guys about my sort of thought process of what happens after you declutter and what happens after you cull your possessions. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the kind of minimalist who just own one spoon and live out of a backpack and never wear makeup. That's just not me, that's not my personality. But I do believe in owning less and purchasing less and just investing in a few quality items rather than lots and lots of average items. The reason that I'm making this video is because a lot of people know how to declutter, like they know how to pull everything out and sort through it and throw away what they don't want. But what happens after that? So you've already gone through that thought process of, do I need this? Would I notice if it's missing? How often am I using that? And you put it aside into a pile where you're like, it's going somewhere, but it can't stay here. Now it's time to reflect on that emotional side that hits a lot of people when they do cull their possessions. Why am I doing this? Why do I feel the need to own this? We are born and bred to consume. That's the human race in a nutshell though, isn't it? Like consume all the resources around us and just destroy stuff. The main reason that I did decide to make this video was because a lot of people were asking me, okay, well, I've purged my items, but then I found I'm still buying more stuff, or how do you find that you stop junk from accumulating and all that sort of thing? And it's all to do with the habits that you have after that initial cull or declutter. And remember, this process can take a lot longer for some people than for others. Everyone is different and that's what's awesome, but you're going to have to find what works for you personally. Like, I can give my suggestions, but that might not work well for you. I found that doing bits of my house, like room by room, is what worked for me. Other people find that doing their whole house practically overnight works for them. So once you've got your items separated from what you want to keep, I find it works best if you put things into 4 different categories. So you've got your trash, things that cannot be reused, cannot be repurposed, they're not good enough to give away to someone else, it's just rubbish basically. Then you've got your donate pile. What do you own that can help someone else? You've got your giveaway pile, like if you have a friend who needs something or has been eyeing off one of the things that you've had for a while, give that to them. And you have your sell pile as well. I find a lot of people, like if you're getting rid of something that's more expensive, a lot of people seem to have trouble parting with that because they invested a lot of money into it. Selling it is a good option for that. With the purging of your items, I find people either sit in one of 2 parties. So you either completely just rip it to shreds and just cull everything, get it all out, or you do the way that I did was I went through and I kind of removed pieces at a time. I'm like, what am I not going to notice? What's been sitting here that I haven't used? Take it away, take it away, take it away. And that way I'm reducing down to the essentials. I'm not cutting a drastic amount and then going, oh, but now I need to buy a new whatever. Just choose whatever way feels comfortable for you. I feel like the next step is to identify your essentials. So remember, minimalism is not just about all the things that you own or the lack of things that you own, but it's also about what's important to you. What do you want to spend your time on? What do you want to spend your money on? Personally, I find for myself, time is one of my rarest commodities. So I don't want to spend ages cleaning up after myself. I don't have the time to use a lot of things in my house. Like my most frequently used items are probably my camera gear and my computer equipment. That's the things that I will use the most. And of course, you know, your bed for sleeping and all of that kind of thing. So what's really, really important to you? What do you find that you center your life around, and is all this other stuff out here necessary? So for me personally, my core things are having free time and only owning things that allow me the ability to create. That's why I don't mind keeping a little bit of makeup now. Like, I've gotten it all down to a bag about this size. I used to have a lot more, but I've found the items that work for me and allow me to have enough variation in makeup looks because I enjoy doing that. I also enjoy photography and taking photos, so I have my camera equipment. But anything else is just noise and clutter to me. So really find what you can eliminate and what's going to allow you to get to your most, whatever you want to be, like most creative space or most free time, that core value there. For a little while now, I've been writing down the reasons that people tell me that they start to reaccumulate goods in their house. I'm mainly going to be talking about physical possessions in this video, by the way. Like, I've touched on time and organization, all that thing in other videos. I'm just going to be talking about what happens when your possessions build back up. So I'm going to go through some of the reasons that people tell me theirs have, and I'm going to give my, point on it, shed some of my light on it. I don't know how to put that. So one of the really common ones that I get is, but what if I need insert whatever object it is here. My personal solution to this problem would be to cull the way that I did it, and that is to go one room at a time and just reducing a few items at a time, and do that over maybe like a week or so. I do have a 60-day minimalism challenge that'll probably help you guys a lot. I'll link that in the description as well. I have a whole video on that. I'll pop that in the description too. Everything's just gonna be in the description, you know? Honestly, you won't realize how much stuff you own that you don't actually use until you start to go through it all properly, and try not to have that emotional attachment to it as you're going through it. Just have that logical reasoning side of yourself going, do I actually need it? Another one is, I don't have time to start. You do, just do a little bit at a time, 20 minutes a day even. Another one is, I feel happy when I buy new things, so that feeling of abundance. Maybe it's time to sit down and think, well, why do you feel happiness just when you're purchasing things? Like, is there nothing else that's making you happy that you can aim towards? I'll take myself personally as an example again. I feel happy when I find spare time to make stuff to share. So whether it's taking photos or making a video, I want to make stuff and feel creative. At the end of the day, well, I know this sounds so bad, but at the end of the day, we're all gonna die anyway. You can't take your 72 pairs of shoes with you. And I used to be like that. Like, I used to have over 100 pairs of shoes, and now I'm down at like 7 or 8. Not that many. My partner or family won't do it with me. They don't have to. This can just be something that you do. My partner doesn't. He likes to collect things. He collects hats and shoes and jerseys and that sort of thing. But we've come to an agreement in that, you know, I can do what I want to do. My bathroom is the way that I like. He lets me organize the bedroom the way that I like because he knows that I feel more relaxed in that sort of space. The common living areas like the lounge room and the kitchen and that sort of thing, even he doesn't like them to be cluttered now. He's like, no, we can't keep anything on the bench shelves. We've got to keep them clear. So if you can come to an agreement about the common areas, then that's awesome. But for yourself personally, find your little areas where you can cull and you can reduce and you can create a clutter-free environment for yourself. And another one that I get asked or told is, I just keep accumulating new things. I think I touched on this in a Q&A, but that's about curbing your shopping habits. Well, that's what I think personally. I did also give these tips in an older video, but I'll just quickly touch on them again. So what I find with online shopping, if you find you want something for online shopping, like if it's not a necessity, like if it's not something that you actually need to survive, then bookmark it and just keep it in the bookmarks folder. You'll forget about it after a while, unless if you find yourself constantly thinking back to that thing like every single day. I have stuff that I've bookmarked that I was like, oh, I'll really like this, and then I've completely forgotten about it, and 2 months later I'll see the bookmark again and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get that because I don't really like it. I just liked it at the time. And I find if you have a problem with shopping in, you know, real life, like going to the mall or the shops or whatever you want to call it, it's best. I was doing this when I was on a really tight budget and trying to save some money. I would go out with just like a bit of cash, just enough to like get home or for some food or, you know, an emergency, whatever, and leave all my other cards at home so that I wasn't spending money from my bank account. Now you've got to find what works for you, but I find for me personally that slow shifts are more sustainable than quick overnight changes. I was the same when it came to losing weight. I find that changing little bits at a time is far more manageable and it becomes an easier habit. At the end of the day, it is just about experimenting and finding what is going to work for you, and you have to keep plodding along that track until you find a point that you're happy with. Some people are incredible and they can like cull their possessions down to the point where they can live out of a backpack and just go backpacking. I couldn't do that, and that lifestyle doesn't appeal to me in the slightest. I really appreciate having a nicely decorated home that's not filled with clutter and it's filled with items that are only useful to me, and owning things that I actually love and I will wear again and again and again. I remember when I was younger, I don't know how on earth I did it, but I had so many clothes and I'd go, oh, I'm seeing Ingrid today. Okay, well, last time I saw her, I wore this outfit. And I don't know how, but I would recall every single outfit that I wore the last time I saw a person, and I would intentionally not repeat that outfit. I have no idea how I would remember that. Now I can't even remember what I ate for breakfast yesterday. But for me, at that stage in my life, that was such a priority to me to appear to be, you know, on trend and never repeating outfits. And I had so many shoes and so many clothes, but it was just stressful to me, because I was worrying so much about what I was wearing and if people saw me in the same thing. And now I'll just go out wearing the same style outfit like 6 days in a row. If you guys want me to tell you all about, you know, like what my history with minimalism, I guess you'd call it, like where I started and where I'm at now, let me know in the comments below and I can definitely look at putting something like that together for you. At the end of the day, if you are aiming for a more clutter-free lifestyle, ask yourself, where does your happiness lie and how can you point it away from those physical items? I get happy when I'm creating, I get happy when I'm exercising, and both of those things don't involve me buying lots and lots of new stuff. So what is it that's gonna make you feel content in your day? Like if you could do one thing every day that would make you really happy, what would it be? I find it best relates to like processed and refined sugars and junk foods, where if you're putting your happiness in these things that you're buying, it's like when you eat a ton of sugary stuff. You're just gonna be on this high and then you're gonna crash and then you're gonna want more. And you're like, oh, well, these clothes aren't good enough, they're not in fashion anymore, and this isn't good enough, it's not cool enough anymore, and oh, this furniture was in style for 2 weeks and now it's not anymore, I need something different. So you need to find how to move away from that and how to make things last. I hope you were able to at least take away one thing from this video. If you did enjoy it, I would appreciate it so much if you'd give it a thumbs up. And remember, let me know if you want me to talk about my personal experience and journey with minimalism. But for now, I hope all you guys are doing really, really well, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!